Hey friends, it's been over a month since the last time I shot a YouTube video and I really wanted to just hop right back in it, change up a few things and just get rolling. So inspired by my yarny best friend Caleisha over at Quirky Craftcast here on YouTube, I want to add like little sections to my YouTube videos to kind of organize things. I kind of already went in sections, but I didn't have names for them. So let's get into it. The first section is Whit's Whips, and I put an S on it because there's gonna always be multiple whips. Like I'm not a one project person, so right now I'm working on a few things and I have not finished my framework bralette designed by Jessie Made. I'm not even going to show you guys because I've probably showed you that bralette like 4 times and it's not that much further along than the last time I showed it. But another project that I'm working on right now is actually pretty new. I started a few days ago. My other whips are side-eyeing me right now. I recently became a brand ambassador for a company called Fancy Tiger Crafts, and I'll put their link down in the description. Basically, they are yarn, hand-dyed yarn, natural fibers, all kinds of fancy things like mohair and just like really top-notch products, along with a few patterns and sewing patterns, quilting patterns. So it's not just knitting and crocheting, it's also other fiber arts and other creative things. So they brought me on as a brand ambassador, and basically I'm just knitting not knitting, this project's crochet, but I'm just crocheting what I want to crochet with their yarn and then giving a review. So I picked the Shibui, I think that's how you say it, Fern Shibui knits, and this is the yarn I picked. The color is Bone. It's 100% organic cotton and it's sport weight. It's super lightweight and the drape is amazing. The project that I'm knitting with it, I keep saying knitting, crocheting. I'm so used to knitting and crocheting, so I just talk about both. This is it caked up. The project that I'm crocheting is designed by my friend Amber over at Divine Debris. And this is my heather tank top in progress. And I have a ways to go, but it's pretty quick. Like I just started this a couple days ago and I really haven't worked on it much. And just look at the texture and the drape. This is cotton, y'all. Like cotton gets a bad rep. It really doesn't. So does crochet, because crochet works up a thicker fabric than knit, and it's not really viewed typically as something that can be fancy, but this looks fancy to me and I'm excited to wear this. The heather tank top is the design and it has a cute little like detail here, like a V-shaped detail, and then in the back there's detail going straight down the back that's a little bit more like mesh. I can't wait to finish this project. I'm actually really excited about this one. Another whip that I have going on is I'm working on a passion project, and I'm not going to go into super detail about what it is, but it's going on in the background of everything else that I'm doing. And by October 1st, it's the only thing I'm going to be working on. I'll still dabble in clay, but it's going to be the only yarn thing that I'm working on. So I'm trying to perfect some crochet ribbing because right now, the way it is, I don't like any crochet ribbing. I am a knit rib type of person. I don't like the ones that I found out there, the patterns, but this is one example of a crochet rib that is half double crochet mixed with slip stitches, and the slip stitches are worked in the back loop only. And then this one is half double crochet with slip stitches where the entire slip stitch is worked. This one is half double crochet with single crochet stitches, kind of worked around the back post, I guess you would call it. I'm not super terminology ready. And then this one is slip stitches and single crochet, and I really don't like this one, so we won't even revisit that. But that's why it's on the other side. These ones, these three are what I'm debating. So I'm going to choose between these three, and that will be my like signature ribbing when it comes to sweaters and like the cuffs around the wrists and the button band and all that. So that's one whip I'm working on. That's two whips I'm working on. And the entire project is going to get revealed eventually. So I'll just leave it at that. The second segment is finally finished, because almost all my projects take way longer than expected. So I had to throw the finally up in there, because yeah, it just, a week-long project might take me like a month, just between being a mom, being, you know, the homeschooling during the pandemic and all that stuff. So finally finished is my doll pattern that I've been talking about on like several of these videos. You may recognize this doll from a previous video. She has different shoes than before and a different colored backpack. It's an orange sunflower this time, the orange shoes to match. And I made her a friend. She's got the yellow shoes on now and her yellow backpack and a little bob style haircut, little ears and everything. So this doll is called the Nova doll. Show them together. Hey, got the bang. All right. So these are Nova dolls, and this was originally supposed to be a pattern, but I released it as an ebook. I made a cover, I did cover art, I made an about the designer page. I didn't go as far as copywriting because I haven't done the Amazon KDP that I plan to do. It's an exclusive ebook for the company LoveCrafts. So it'll be there exclusively for 2 months. And then once that period is up, and it's protected while it's there, once that period is up, I will officially publish it where it can be printed, hard copy, paperback, all that. So that'll happen in November. So yeah, that's finally finished, and that's all I got that's finished. The third section is on the blog. I wrote a blog. I haven't been writing consistently, but there's one that I published on September 10th, and it's titled Designing with Fat People in Mind. And I know the word fat can be like an abrasive term, but I think most of us have embraced it as, you know, just a descriptive term for people that fall in the category of bigger, like myself. And as a fat person that designs, I feel like it's my duty to design with fat people in mind, literally what the title is of the blog. Not leave myself and others that look like me for, oh, we're extending our sizes eventually, or I'll pass that over to my design team, or anything like that. Like, we're not leaving ourselves on the back burner. And we see it a lot in fast fashion, but we also see it a lot in the small companies. And the small designers, indie designers. So I don't want to get down on anybody. I just want to do what I can do to improve that. And I want to put that out there so that if others are considering it, at least they have a little bit of help navigating through something that's kind of uncharted territory. So I'm not the most perfect grader, pattern grader. I've only released one pattern, but I have tons and tons of designs that are soon to be, brought to life. And I plan to model them. I plan to be in my own knits and crochet garments because I don't want to hire a model when I can do it myself. I don't have to pay anybody. I'm not making small samples. I'm making my size, which is either extra large or 1X. And it may take longer. It will take longer, but it's worth it to me to have that representation in the pattern photos, to have that representation on my social media blog and my feed. So I want to kind of lead by example and put myself out there. And I see a couple of other designers that do it already, but I do see designers that are fat people and don't showcase their knits and they don't showcase their designs, and they may have their reasons for it, and they may have insecurities, or they may have, I don't know, whatever stopping them. But perception is reality, and the way I perceive it is that you don't want to wear your own stuff. And then why would I want to wear your stuff if you don't want to wear your own stuff? And then also, as a fat person, if I want to knit something or crochet something, I kind of want to, no, not kind of, I want to see what it looks like on somebody with a little tummy, little love handles, little whatever. I want to see what it looks like. I don't want to just knit or crochet it and then find out when I try it on. Like, it's kind of similar to going to a store. We good, Brian. We good. My TV, though. It's like going to a store, and this is actually a real situation. Going to a store, seeing clothing that you love, but they don't carry your size. You go to the clerk and they tell you, oh, we do have your size, but we only sell it online. So that whole trying on the clothes and all that stuff, that doesn't get to happen because they don't carry your size in the store. And oh, we'll ship it to your house, no problem. But I don't want to deal with that. Like, I want to see how it looks on my body before I bring it home. For knits, I want to see how it looks on a bigger body before I decide to knit it. And I know not everybody has access to a bigger body. So as a fat designer, I feel like it is my responsibility to be that example and show my handmade makes on me. So that was a long rant. You can still check out my blog. There's a little bit more in there. And I included 3 steps that people can take in order to evoke change. So I'll put the link for the blog down in my description box as well. And the last section is on the horizon. And I know I have a lot going on, but I still have like other things planned. And I don't have rigid deadlines. The only rigid deadline I'm trying to stick to is October 1st. I am starting my passion project officially. I'm not going to get swayed from that project. Like, I'm very, very excited about it. So October 1st, I'll start making my samples. I will let you know their crochet patterns. That's as far as it'll go for right now. The rest of the stuff that's on the horizon is I have one more company that I work with that I release these Nova dolls through, LoveCrafts. I was contacted by one of their employees, and I'm being commissioned to make an amigurumi of Michelle Obama. And it's such an honor to me because, like, I've always thought Michelle is just like an exemplary human being, not even an exemplary Black woman, though she is that, but an exemplary human being. And just the fact that she just exudes radiance and positivity and change, and she goes to the children and she lifts them up. She lifts up adults. She lifts up everyone. And yeah, so just to be commissioned to make a doll in her likeness, I'm honored. And I had to take that opportunity because I feel like it's like once in a lifetime. Like who's gonna randomly, I mean, I got randomly found, oh, we like your dolls, these dolls that I've been working on for since March. We liked your dolls and we were wondering if you could make one that looks or resembles Michelle Obama. And yeah, so that's going to be part of a collection for that company. It's one of many other influential people that are going to be created in multiple forms of art, whether it's embroidery, punch needle, quilting, knitting. I'm doing the crochet portion, and there may be another crocheter as well. So beside the point, I'm doing Michelle Obama, and I'm very honored because I love Michelle. So that's one more thing that's on the horizon. That will be happening before my passion project. The very last thing is resin. I've been playing with resin for the last 2 weeks, I think. 2 weeks. But I haven't showed anything that I made yet. I don't know, I'm kind of nervous because I'm like, is this basic? Do people want to see? You know what? I don't care. I'm going to show it eventually. I bought tons of molds, resin molds, like 3 months ago, like halfway through the pandemic that we're still in. And something just told me, like, you need another craft. This might be an addiction. I don't know. I'm okay with it. Basically, I bought all of these molds. I can make buttons. I can make gummy bear shaped resin. I can make shawl pins. And I played with some resin just so I can kind of get used to the chemical process and the curing process. I haven't actually made anything yet. So this month, for my me time, I'm gonna make some resin items and I'll eventually show them. So yeah, that's everything that's on the horizon. Those are my whips. That's my finally finished and my on the blog, my whole rant and more. The next time I film, hopefully will be sooner rather than how long it took me between now and the last film. I don't know. It's quiet and I just have a moment to actually film and it's nice. So moms out there, do you ever get to that point in the day where everybody's done needing stuff from you and you just sit and stare and you know you have things to do, but staring into the void seems like a better option? I don't know if that sounds horrible or if I need help. But every once in a while, the kids go to bed and everybody sleep. Hubby's probably asleep on the couch and I'm just up and I'm just like, I don't even care for TV. So I'm just up and nobody's asking me for anything. So it's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I will hopefully be filming soon again. And last thing, my studio back there is in shambles. The last video I talked about how I was gonna paint it. Well, obviously I haven't had time to paint it. So it's still white and my purple can of paint is still sitting on the floor. I started taking stuff out, put more stuff back in on the shelves. Exhibit A, Exhibit B. Yeah, Exhibit C. Eventually I will paint that closet, hopefully before we end up moving out of this place. I want my purple walls, and I'm gonna find the time. It shouldn't take me more than a day to paint. It's a small space, so we'll see what happens. Forever adding things to my to-do list. If you made it this far, thank you for watching my long video. This is the longest one I've ever filmed. Thank you for sticking around, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate your support. I logged in to YouTube the other day, and I saw that I hit like over 350 subscribers, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to make these people some content because I haven't been filming anything. So here you go. Thank you, everyone. Until next time.